Dave Meltzer recently said on the Wrestling Observer newsletter that The Rock went against the script and challenged Triple H to a match at WrestleMania. I don't know what he's talking about, but this is what he said. At the Mania press conference on February 8th in Las Vegas, Triple H talked about guys going into business for themselves with the idea that Rock was going against a planned script. Later, they filmed a segment which didn't air on television but was all over social media where Triple H and The Rock went nose to nose and actually challenged each other for a match at Mania. Although they would love to face each other before a giant crowd at a WrestleMania without the idea of a specific one, given Triple H's heart issues, such a match would be impossible, and virtually everyone believed that to be the case. I don't know what's going on with Dave Meltzer because I don't think a single soul saw this segment on social media. I think he might be mistaking this for a segment that happened on SmackDown in 2015 between The Rock and Triple H. Like I said, that was almost a decade ago. I don't know how he made that mistake. That is a crazy thing to say. Hopefully, he will correct himself in the next episode because you can't be saying stuff like that and just assuming that people are going to let it slide. Anyway, staying on the topic of The Rock stuff, he also said some other things about this hot storyline. More specifically, Meltzer spoke about when the company decides to pivot, and this is what he said. Very quickly after the backlash, The Rock changed his pitch and wanted to go heel, and WWE just as quickly put into motion pushing the publicity that had been started in subtle ways, such as Logan Paul endorsing it. It was clearly an angle WWE was going with by the next day. They opened a Raw 2 days later where the announcers openly talked about Rhodes finishing the story. Cameras immediately focused on the Rhodes signs, showing that to be the case. This makes a lot more sense than when Dave Meltzer said this was all a part of the plan all along. That made no sense when he was reporting that idea. I could believe that The Rock knew this was the right decision a couple days after SmackDown because the world went crazy about it. I'm glad that The Rock changed his mind fairly quickly. Meltzer added some more details saying this, but The Rock over the weekend said it was best to be out of the Reigns match, put Cody in, which by this point everyone conceded by then. It was The Rock who then pitched the heel turn, and he did pitch the idea of Reigns and Rock versus Rhodes and Rollins match for night one. So that was his idea. If that is how it turns out, a tag team match between Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes against The Rock and Roman Reigns is a good idea. I still would have pushed that match to SummerSlam to keep the storyline going a little bit longer, but I have no problem with it happening in the main event of the first night of WrestleMania. I did see a tweet of fans wanting Bayley and Io Sky to main event, and it was even trending for a little bit, but sorry to burst your bubble about that. This is the main event. The Rock needs to be in the main event. It's his first match in over a decade. He should get it, and I don't think it should even be a debate. The Rock and Cody storyline is so hot that even Tyrese Hailburton from the NBA is talking about how he and his teammates talk about Cody Rhodes needing to finish that story. Let's roll the footage with him and Pat McAfee.
You love your team?
I love my team. I love my team.
Locker room good?
Locker room good. Yeah, we got a lot of good guys.
Do they all want Cody to finish his story, or what?
I think so. We talk about it pretty regularly.
Oh, come on.
Everybody comes to me for the updates. Everybody wants to come to me like I'm the
you're a WWE guy.
I'm a big WWE guy.
Do you want him to finish the story?
Yeah,
I do want him to finish the story. I hope that we get Hollywood Rock back.
You're a
though.
mark.
Can
we get the theme song back though? The guitar, wear the leather vest. I need all that.
The Rock says.
Yeah, I need all that back.
The Rock says. Well, he did on our show. He said
did.
The Rock says this, and as soon as I heard it, as he was like sitting 4 feet away from me, I'm like, holy shit, we got heel Rock.
And then Cody came at you with the Nuggets line, and
what's that all about?
You were flustered there in the moment.
Was I?
Yeah, I think
I thought I was pretty calm composed.
I was like, oh man, I don't know what he's going to respond. I thought they were going to give you a mic.
Yeah.
They just let him continue.
Yeah, I don't know if the arena heard what I said, but they did see my face, and I guess they were able to read my lips.
Yeah.
So I think The Rock is. I think it is Hollywood.
Yeah.
They tell me nothing.
But I want the theme song. I need the
but the
Titantron with go to the building with the lights, and I need all that.
Clearly, a lot of people are invested in the storyline, and The Rock is definitely a big name, so he's got to get that first night main event with Cody Rhodes getting the second night main event. In other news, it was said on the Wrestling Observer newsletter that Rey Mysterio is pretty close to returning to WWE. That is really good news. Mysterio was doing some good work when he was a part of that storyline with the LWO, and I like to see the payoff between him and Santos Escobar. A WrestleMania match could be a lot of fun, so let's book it. Speaking of injuries, there was an update on Jeff Hardy and his injury after Sammy Guevara botched the top rope move. PW Insider reported this. Jeff Hardy suffered a broken nose and was rocked hard during tapings on Wednesday for AEW Rampage tonight in a match with Sammy Guevara. Guevara went for a shooting star press spot and ended up striking the side of Hardy's face. A concussion status has not been confirmed. A broken nose and maybe a possible concussion is really unfortunate stuff. I hope he gets better ASAP because he's been on a good run recently. You really hate to see these kinds of injuries, especially when somebody's gaining some momentum and traction. Anyways, it was said on the Wrestling Observer newsletter that WWE slowly planted the seeds for the next Paul Heyman guy. This is what they said. It's been noted with Paul Heyman showing up in the Braun Breaker segment on SmackDown that this could be a subtle start for a program way down the line. This seems like more of an assumption than a legit report, but I think that this is a great idea and I could see it. Once Paul Heyman is done with Roman Reigns, Braun Breaker is perfect for him. Braun reminds a lot of people of Brock Lesnar, so this is literally a match made in heaven. Having Heyman become his manager would most likely make him a world champion very quickly. His storylines and his character work would probably improve as well, like it usually does with his clients. I'm a big fan of this idea and I would love to see it. It was reported that Jade Cargill was supposed to be in the Elimination Chamber match, but WWE recently decided to pull her out of that match, and it makes a lot of sense. If she's gonna lose the match anyways, you really don't need her being in there to take a loss. It's looking like Becky Lynch is winning, so I think this was the right move by WWE. Jade Cargill needs to be booked as an unstoppable force, a beast from the East. To have her in that match and take a pin is not the right move. I'm hoping she has a big match with Bianca Belair down the line at WrestleMania most likely, where she's victorious in her debut at the show of all shows. That would be a nice start. Tonight's episode of SmackDown looks like a stacked show. It's set to have The Rock and Roman Reigns both on it. With that being said, it is a sold out show. It really should be a good episode, and tonight is a double taping as well, so we should expect to see The Rock and Roman Reigns make an appearance on next week's episode of SmackDown as well. What a time to be a wrestling fan. We have a pleasant and nice update on Kevin Patrick. After being released from WWE a couple weeks ago, he already found a new and lucrative job with MLS hosting MLS 360. That is really cool to hear about. It sucks losing your job, but it's awesome to see that he bounced back fairly quickly. Hopefully, he does well with his new job. Moving over to TNA, the Wrestling Observer newsletter was talking about how Tommy Dreamer was now in charge of TNA. However, new reports as of right now have come out saying that is not the case. PW Insider reported this. The story that Tommy Dreamer has taken over the head of creative for TNA is 100% incorrect. According to multiple sources, Ariel Schrenner will be overseeing all TNA content going forward and will be working in conjunction with the new TNA president, Anthony Sassoni. I don't even know how to say his name, but anyways, it will be Schrenner who will have the last word on any talent and creative decisions. The existing TNA creative team of Tommy Dreamer, RD Evans, and Delirious will remain in place and continue to work as they did prior to Scott D'Amore's departure. The existing team will be supported by Gail Kim. Jorge Barbosa has also joined the creative process. Sean Ross Sapp also followed up on the story saying, contrary to rumors, we're told that Tommy Dreamer is not the head of creative in TNA. The team features RD Evans, Delirious, and Tommy Dreamer. They will now be supported by Gail Kim and Jorge Barbosa. Ariel Schrenner is overseeing all the content and will be working closely with TNA president. Anyways, I'm not sure why the Wrestling Observer newsletter would say all this only for it to be completely wrong. At this point, they really are just guessing and throwing things at the wall and hoping that it sticks and they're right, but I don't know why they're doing that. Anyways, that is it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you all in the next video.